This is actually a follow-up to a story from many, many months ago, all the way into last year, when a former Trump advisor / former megachurch pastor by the name of Robert Morris was accused by a woman who is now in her 40s of being assaulted by him sexually when she was a child in the 1980s. That revelation from this woman came out, again, months ago, came out last year. And I believe we talked about it at the time. I either did it over here or at Ring of Fire, and other folks had talked about it at the time. But now this individual, this former Trump advisor, has been indicted in the state of Oklahoma on 5 different counts related to sexually abusing children. Here's the charges. He faces 5 counts of lewd or indecent acts with a child, according to the Oklahoma Attorney General's office. The indictment comes less than a year after Morris resigned from Gateway Church in Southlake after an adult woman by the name of Cindy Clemenshire said Morris repeatedly sexually assaulted her while she was a child in Oklahoma in the 1980s. Morris was, at the time, working as a traveling preacher. There's more. Few, if any, were more high-profile than Morris, who steadily involved himself in state and national politics after founding Gateway Church in the year 2000. In 2017, Morris was tapped by Governor Greg Abbott to help support the so-called bathroom bill that sought to ban transgender people from using their preferred bathroom, in part by arguing that it would allow children to be sexually abused. So this man, who has now been arrested for child sexual abuse back in 2017, helped push the bathroom bill in Texas, saying, we can't let kids be sexually abused by transgender people. And I know a thing or two about child sexual abuse, believe me. Like, that is basically what the people of Texas were hearing. And it worked. But y'all were worried about the wrong predators, because as per usual, here's another story of child sexual abuse that's not coming from a drag queen. It's not coming from a transgendered person or anyone in the LGBTQ plus community. It is, in fact, coming from a fucking Republican who is a pastor. Because that's always the pattern. The people that are most threatening to your kids are religious Republicans, folks. Time and time again, story after story, and I know because I've been doing it for 21 years. Almost every time. Almost every time. You're going to find some right-wing faux religious Republican is the real abuser while trying to accuse everybody else of being the abuser. During Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, Morris was among at least 3 other Dallas area religious leaders who served on Trump's Evangelical Advisory Board, and in 2021, Morris was part of an effort to mobilize conservatives and evangelicals ahead of Trump's 2024 presidential bid. So he served as an advisor on the first campaign, served as a guy whipping up votes for him in 2024, and Morris and Gateway, over the years, would show slates of local school board candidates on the church's massive screens in the lead up to elections, potentially in violation of federal rules that prohibit overt political activity by churches. Morris would say, quote, "Many of you see what Satan has been trying to do, even in our school systems." And then he would show the list of Republicans running for school board and say, these are the good ones. Take it from me, I know, I love children. Really. Every accusation from these individuals is an admission. Honestly, at this point, if you ever hear a Republican talking about the need to protect children from sexual predators, it's probably safest to go ahead and assume that that person has some pretty serious child sex abuse skeletons in their closet, right? I mean, it's better to assume that and be wrong than to not assume it and be wrong, right? I mean, most of the time you're going to be right anyway. Be wrong a few times, because these people are a threat to your children. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.